Well, I've been here for 9 years now, and I'm doing a show at the Mansion Theater, and it's a tribute to Red Skelton. And Red was a good friend of mine, and when he passed away in '97, I wrote the show, and I've been touring and doing the show ever since that time.
So tell me a little bit about the last year of your life, Tom. And I'm not laughing, but I'm saying I'm so grateful to see you here with us. But what's the last year been like for you?
Well, speaking of taxes, I won't be paying any because I didn't work all last year. I was doing a show in Nebraska, and I got lightheaded, and I told the audience something was wrong, and I almost passed out, and I said, I can't complete the show, we'll be happy to give you your money back. And I went into the wings, and there was a paramedic there and a male nurse, and they knew something was wrong because I just was not right. They did an EKG, and they called an ambulance and took me to the emergency room, and they did blood tests, and the doctor said, you better get off your tour and go home immediately, you've got leukemia. And I said, I thought he was a quack. I said, you don't get leukemia overnight. I had just had a colonoscopy and some blood work done a month before, and I was in perfect health. So I came home. We did one more show in California, then we came home, and I went to my doctor in Springfield, and he took some blood work, and he said, you do. And I went into Cox South the next day, and they started chemo that very day. I did chemo for about 4.5 months, and then I was in remission, and I came home, and I was just ready to continue my life in remission, but my doctor says, a lot of times this comes back. It's just because you're in remission now doesn't mean that you're healed. So they started searching for stem cells. There's a national donor list on the internet, and they found some man, he's a 52-year-old man, and he donated his stem cells. They flew the cells to Springfield, to Springfield. I'm sorry, to Cox. I was in St. Louis at the time for the transplant. And that happened last July, and then I spent about 3 more months in St. Louis at the hospital recovering, and they wanted to watch me very carefully, and I've been home ever since.
Well, you look great, and
Thank you.
normally you would have a morning at 10 a.m. show at the
Yes.
Mansion, but tomorrow night you've got a special 8 p.m. show. What's this about?
Well, they're calling it my Welcome Back show. Gene Becknell, the owner of the Mansion, was just such a wonderful man. When all of this happened, I really thought I was going to lose everything. And he said, Tom, we'll hold your show spot and your family, and just do what you have to do and come back when you're feeling better. So tomorrow night is going to be the Welcome Back show, and it's going to benefit the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. It's going to be a fundraiser, and so we're going to try and help people to get through as well as I did, you know.
What advice do you have for people? Obviously, as you told the doctor where you were, this isn't right, I can't just all of a sudden have this. What was your mental capacity, and what did you do going through all
You always
those
wonder
things?
that. You see people on television or in movies when they get this information, and everybody reacts different. I was very blasé about it. I have not shed one tear since the news. I have never thought I was going to die. There must be something in the human being that thinks things like this happen to other people and they don't happen to you.
Right.
But my doctor told me, he said, having a good attitude and a positive attitude is probably the most important thing that you have going for you when something like this happens. So I just assumed that I had a hard road ahead, and it wouldn't be fun, but I was never in pain. I had the greatest nurses in the world. I never thought I was going to die. I just thought it was something I had to do. And fortunately, like I said, I had the best nurses, and I have one of the best doctors in the world. He goes all over the world teaching these new cancer treatments and so forth. And medicine has come such a long way.
Right.
If this had happened to me 25 years ago, I would have been dead. And he told me that if I hadn't had the stem cell transplant, I probably would have had like a 5% chance of living. So finding that donor was just a miracle. You can call the Mansion. They have a toll-free number. Just go on the internet and type the Mansion and get in contact with them, and it should be a fun show.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you.
Thanks,
and
Janet.
while you were ill, a lot of folks had you on their prayer
I
list
know.
around here, waited for you to come back. You are back. It's Tom Mullica at the Mansion Theater tomorrow night, and then we'll have some 10 a.m. performances. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.